Grand Theft Auto 6 reportedly has cost over $1 billion. There is a report from Business Insider that suggests that that $1 billion, maybe $1.5 billion spent making this game, which is
such a funny number.
It's okay.
$1.5 billion by Max Scoville, age 5.
$1.5 billion, $1.5 billion. $1 billion is such an incomprehensible number. That I was looking up what costs. There's also a dumb thing to type into Google. What costs $1 billion? Mm-hmm. Like if someone gave you like a gift card for $1 billion and you're like, I want to buy something that costs $1 billion.
I don't think gift cards go that high.
They probably don't. I don't think they do. But no, I was like, okay, what costs the same amount as GTA 6? Like what are some things you could also spend? I'm not saying that you shouldn't spend $1 billion making GTA 6 because it looks awesome, but let's say, I don't know, maybe you're like, I don't want to make a GTA 6. What should I do instead? Here's the thing that costs $1.5 billion. The Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world that sometimes Tom Cruise is hanging off of sometimes. That apparently cost around $1.5 billion. If you want something a little bit less nerve-wracking to be...
Wait, but how many times did he hang off that building?
Oh, that's like a weekend activity for him.
Yeah, so no replay value.
I think they probably have somebody there with like a trained falcon to peck him if he climbs it again. You know, he's just... Okay. They've probably got like this... You know those like spikes they put up to keep pigeons from sitting on stuff? I feel like they have those up there to keep Tom Cruise off of the size of the Burj Khalifa.
So it's got a couple hundred monthly active users, and most of them are birds. Yeah, that's a failure.
Not quite. Probably. I don't even know what they do in the Burj Khalifa. I think I'd win.
How many shark cards they sell in there? 0.
Who knows?
Oh, no, there's probably, are you kidding me? I'd say they probably sell a good like 100 plus like
actually
1,000 worth of shark cash to people that are there.
Yeah,
if you're in the Burj Khalifa, like you've got money and you're probably just chilling playing Grand Theft Auto like 5. That's probably your day.
Fair. Yeah, fair. I bet if you look at the Burj Khalifa, I bet you there's at least two or three people in that building at any given time who are playing GTA Online.
Yep.
I bet it. And, meanwhile, less likely, Yankee Stadium. That's a thing you can apparently get for $1.5 billion.
I've been there. That's a sound investment.
Which is better, Yankee Stadium or GTA 5 or 6?
I take Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Like you get to own it.
I don't know. You could build it. I think you. I don't know how much. I don't think you could buy it.
You could build it. It's already built.
Yeah, like you could build another one
next to
it.
You could do that Starbucks shit where you just put another one across the street. You're like, come to ours. It's newer.
For the new Yankees.
Yeah.
I like Yankee Stadium. I've been there a bunch of times. That kind of money will get you like 20 hot dogs and 4 beers. So that's not going to get you much.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, the scenic Yankee Stadium. So speaking of things that are not after basically you type in things that cost $1 billion or $1 billion and $1.5 billion, you start running into just like, well, here's something that cost $500 million that you could buy multiples of. That's sort of, okay. I didn't do a lot of Googling. I had a little bit. The most expensive painting ever sold was Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi, which was sold for around $500 million. And the Mona Lisa is not for sale. You can't buy that one. But you could buy, again, this is a one-of-a-kind painting, so this gets a little bit tricky here. So if one of them is $500 million, you could get 3 if there were more than 1. But there's only 1. So hypothetically, you can only get...
If there were 3, they would each be worth less.
Yes.
Okay, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, yes, in one degree, but it's, having a collection of all 3 would make them all worth.
Here's what you could do is you could get.
That's true.
You could get,
because that would be a one-of-a-kind collection of all 3.
You could get the real one, and then you could get a whole bunch of duplicates, and you could buy we'd probably have money left over to buy like a reasonably sized mansion, and then you could put the paintings all over the place to confuse burglars, and they would have to find the authentic one. So you'd have to get
fingers crossed we get the real one.
For those of you listening at home, the painting has somebody crossing their fingers. I think it's Jesus. Is that Jesus?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's a painting. Anyway,
crystal ball. I don't.
If you want to really flex,
crystal ball.
if you've got $1.5 billion, you could get 3 of Gabe Newell's super yachts. Gabe Newell has a super yacht where he does scuba diving and then goes upstairs to make Half-Life 3 and then delete it or whatever he does there. He's got what he apparently got one for about $500 million. It's very cool. They make other yachts that are more expensive. I think the most expensive one is like around actually probably more than $1 billion. But it's basically one of those things where it's like, is this a super yacht or is this a cruise ship? Because it reaches that point where you're like, if you've got if you've got like 100-room mansion, isn't that just like a hotel kind of? Like what is that?
Yeah.
But you could get like a really much bigger yacht and you could just cruise up by Gabe Newell and be like, just honk the horn at him and be like, hey, you want to race? Just mess with him. Be like, how's it going in there?
I don't want anything to do with a yacht.
Okay.
At all. I'm going to put that out there.
Okay. Well, I got something you might be interested in.
Ship.
How about this? Okay. So you got $1.5 billion. You know, you could make the most expensive Star Wars trilogy yet. Our producer pulled up a picture of the original trilogy on VHS. I think it's more expensive.
I was like, what are you? I was like, how much are these? I used to have these. They can't be worth that much.
They're not worth that much.
Every yard sale.
But you could just go. You can
get these at Salvation Army for $4. What are you talking about?
Yeah. No. Again, you could take your regular yacht, I guess, and cruise up to like Kathy Kennedy's house and honk the horn and be like, hey, I got an idea for a new Star Wars trilogy. I don't think
she works there anymore.
Yeah, that's right. She doesn't. She'd be like, why are you honking at me from your boat? Okay, but like the most expensive Star Wars trilogy was the sequel trilogy, which I think still clocked in at under $1 billion. It also made more than that. But yeah, it's kind of, again, video game development is expensive. It is wild that Rockstar has just been kind of spent the last, like when GTA 5 came out, I think Disney either had just purchased Lucasfilm or hadn't even announced it yet or was talking about it. They spent a billion or a few billion on that. And then that
if we were to spend the money on this, you know what we should do? We should have a plan.
A plan?
Yeah.
We should spend at least $1 million of that money on the plan.
I think that what happened with
if we have an idea of how it starts, what happens in the middle and how it ends. If we do that.
I think that J.J. Abrams I think he went into Lucasfilm and he's like, hey, I got a screenplay for Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Check it out. And they read it and they're like, well, what happens? And he's like, well, I've got this box here. And inside I have 2 more screenplays. And if you let me make the first one, I will let you read the other 2. And then he did. And they were like, never mind, gotta go.
Okay, so I'm going to bring back the 3 original cast members. Okay, Luke, Han, and Leia. They're all coming back. They all agreed to do the movie, even though Han says he doesn't like Star Wars. They're all going to come back. You're going to get to see them old again, and then you're going to never see them interact with each other. And then we're going to put Luke on an island by himself, and then we're going to kill Han. And then we don't know what we're going to do after that. But maybe we'll bring back the other old guy.
There have been crazier business decisions. Just saying, you could what about a super game where Sonic the Hedgehog and David Yakuza are hanging out doing races with jet set roller skates on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to bring back David Yakuza, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Billy the Egg Guy. And then we're putting Billy the Egg Guy on an island, and David Yakuza is going to get killed by his son.
Kid Chameleon is there, but it's the original Kid Chameleon, and he's now 47 years old.
And he's also a human now because they've gone through the altered beast transformations. And that's where we're going. This is what is going to bind these universes together.
Jada, Kid Chameleon was always a human. He put on different hats to become other things.
Well, he's going to alter himself into more beasts.
That's fair.
There we go.
Anyway, if you got $1 billion, you could make 2 to 5 more Avatar movies if you're into that. If you don't feel like doing a Star Wars, you could make a bunch of Avatars.
They're doing that already, right?
They don't. No one knows. No one knows how many Avatars are going to be. But they do cost money. You can make, again, $1 billion is a lot of money that you could give that to James Cameron and be like, all right, makes the most expensive thing possible. And he's like, anyway, here's your change, which is pretty much what has happened with those insane movies. But if you don't like space films, if you think that
looking at these posters, you would think that the only thing that happens in these movies is that people slightly turn their heads, just a little bit,
and they just have kids, they just have babies.
Yeah, they just more people show up to keep slightly turning their heads, but mostly it's just looking in slightly different directions.
Avatar's pretty sick though. They got pterodactyls. It's a good time. But
I came around on it.
I know that's one of my greatest successes in life was being right about Avatar. Getting out of Avatar, you texted me being like, that was awesome. Anyway, if you don't like space films and you think it's stupid that it's made up and you don't want to go to space where they got wizards or where they got big blue cats and you're like, I want real space. Well, great news, because for $1.5 billion, you can do a NASA launch. You can go to space with NASA because they apparently that's how much that costs. Again, they probably do some funny numbers with that. They probably make it up. But Brian, you once saw somebody wearing a NASA shirt and you said, you know what that stands for? What did you say, Brian?
I said, nice, a space adventure.
And that lives in my head rent free as one of the stupidest things.
I don't think they thought it was funny.
Nice, a space adventure. I love that.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. You can find the full episode over on youtube.com/IGN Games. And don't forget, new episodes of Beyond drop every Wednesday on IGN.com, the IGN Games YouTube, and all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks again for watching, and as always, Beyond.